Job market picked up last month, but more people became unemployed. But some Americans have been without a job for a long time, possibly even years. With more on how a couple of them are trying to cope, here's Zane Asher.
I am not used to not working. I mean, it's something that's ingrained in me.
Harry Thompson has been unemployed for over a year.
You start to think you're not of any value to anybody. And when I start to feel like that, I feel like I got to get out of the house and do something.
After 21 years of experience, 2 college degrees, Thompson became one of 68,000 manufacturing workers in New Jersey who have been let go since 2007.
It gets you down for a couple of days, maybe a week, but then you realize that, you're not going to do yourself any favors by getting all upset and depressed.
You can't give up. You got to keep hanging in there. I'm a firm believer that you got to keep trying.
These 2 men represent nearly 4 million Americans who are considered long-term unemployed, out of work for 6 months or longer. Nearly half the jobless in New Jersey fall into this category, one of the highest rates in the country.
The impact goes deep into their family. Families are suffering when people are out of work. There's a lot of emotional stress. There's a lot of relationships that are damaged.
Thompson now attends Neighbors Helping Neighbors, a weekly counseling session for the unemployed to share leads on jobs.
The job search effort that you have to put in today is intensive, and you really need to have a check-in point every week to see how you're doing.
But the longer you're out of the workforce, the harder it is to get back in. According to a recent study, a person unemployed for 8 months or more will get contacted for an interview about half as much as someone who's been unemployed for just 1 month.
Where's the management training done?
Today, Thompson is hopeful. After attending this jobs fair in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, one company invited him for a follow-up interview. We'll check back in with him in the next few weeks to see how it went.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. I really am. I really am.
Zane Asher, River Edge, New Jersey.
And as of this week, 2 million people have now lost their emergency unemployment benefits since Congress failed to act on December 28th. Let's focus in now. Joining us, Congressman Dan Kildee from Flint. Congressman, thanks for coming on the program. Appreciate it. Explain, first of all, what happened or what did not happen in December?
Well, on December 28th, the extended unemployment benefits, federal emergency unemployment benefits, expired. Many of us, myself included, would have preferred that the budget deal that we struck toward the end of the year had included extension of those emergency unemployment benefits, but that was not in the deal. So now we've been working to try to get this restored.
How has this impacted the state of Michigan?
Well, it's tough. There are, as of now, 78,000 Michigan residents who have lost that extended unemployment benefit. So all we have now in Michigan are the 20 weeks of unemployment that the state provides, down from 26. The average person in the U.S., it takes them 37 weeks to find that next job. So the pain in long-term effect of the loss of those benefits will be felt by families for a long, long time to come. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, and a new report this week shows 200,000 veterans are included in that 2 million. Your thoughts on that? I mean, no one would like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hitting our veterans disproportionately. Right. These are the folks who have served our country, have come back, and unfortunately are the first to have lost their jobs. So it says something about, I think, why we should do this. Everybody benefits from these extended unemployment benefits, but when you think about our soldiers and sailors coming back and then being faced with long-term unemployment and no benefits, it's just not something that we should tolerate.
Yeah, you sent a letter to the Speaker of the House, John Boehner?
I did. Myself and another member of Congress, Tammy Duckworth from Illinois, we organized 161 members to ask the Speaker to bring this to a vote. I'm sure that Democrats and Republicans would vote to restore extended federal unemployment benefits, but we've got to get it to the floor. That's been the frustration. We can't, by ourselves, we can't get these things up for a vote, and that's what we're asking for.
The reason that somebody, a congressman, wouldn't want to extend the benefits is because, okay, how do we pay for this? We can't keep continuing to pay unemployment benefits like this.
Right.
What do you say? How do you counter that?
Well, in the first place, we've used unemployment benefits, extended unemployment benefits, when the unemployment rate is very high, many times in the past, without having an offsetting cut. President Bush signed extension of unemployment without an offsetting cut. But we have offered ways to pay for it. I mean, there are a number of ways we can do it. We just saved $11 billion in the Farm Bill outside of the framework of our budget agreement. We could use that money, for example. But every time we offer a so-called pay-for, that's what we call it in Congress, those who oppose it just won't accept that. So, I mean, I think it's a bit disingenuous of some of the opponents, not all, but some of the opponents, because we have offered ways to pay for it that haven't been accepted.
Yeah. How do you think this is all going to work out?
Well, I think every week, 70,000 Americans lose their extended unemployment benefits. It's up to 2 million people now. So it really is going to come down to the pressure building and mounting. I just think we should act sooner rather than later. We'll see. It's not certain that Congress will take this up. The Senate fell 1 vote short. So I think we just all need to redouble our efforts, and it's important that people understand that this is really going to hurt our economy if we don't deal with it.
I want to shift gears with you. Since I got you here, we got about another minute. You've been very involved in the situation with Amir Hekmati, the Genesee County native in Iran. What's the latest there from your standpoint?
Well, we continue to press. You know, there is a negotiation taking place now between 6 nations, the so-called P5+1, and Iran regarding their nuclear capabilities. We don't want Amir's case to be negotiated as a part of a nuclear agreement, but it gives us a chance to have those offline discussions. You know, I don't want to be overly optimistic, but I'm hopeful that since Iran seems to be taking steps toward the international community, that they'll demonstrate that in a tangible way by releasing Amir. So we continue to press.
You're still hopeful that this is going to have a good outcome and that he's going to be coming home?
I hope so. We're working every day on that.
All right. Congressman Dan Kildee, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.